Welcome to Global Watch. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. The roar of jet engines has long defined our global age, echoing across continents and connecting people, cultures, and economies in ways that were once unimaginable. For decades, the skies have been dominated by two giants, Boeing and Airbus, whose aircraft have become the backbone of international travel and commerce. These two titans have ruled the skies, shaping the very nature of global aviation and setting the standards for safety, innovation, and reach. But now, a new challenger is emerging on the horizon. China, with its vast resources and strategic vision, is making a bold move to disrupt this long-standing duopoly. Its ambitions stretch far beyond simply building planes. For China, this is about asserting power, achieving technological independence, and rewriting the rules of a multi-trillion-dollar industry that touches every corner of the globe. The stakes are enormous. This battle for the skies impacts everything from the intricate web of global supply chains, to the price of your next flight, to the future of international business and travel. The question isn't if China will become a major aviation force, but when and how it will overcome the immense challenges ahead. The world is watching as China's aviation industry accelerates at a pace few thought possible. Every aircraft order, every regulatory decision, and every new partnership is scrutinized by governments, investors, and industry insiders worldwide. While China still relies on Boeing and Airbus for key technologies and expertise, it's rapidly nurturing its own champion, COMAC. The C919, China's answer to the 737 and A320, is just the beginning of a much larger ambition. This is the new great game at 35,000 feet, a high-stakes contest for dominance, influence, and the future of flight. In this report, we'll trace China's remarkable journey from being a customer of Western aviation giants to becoming a serious contender, determined to chart its own course in the skies. We'll separate hype from reality, examining the hurdles that lie ahead, from complex supply chain bottlenecks and international certification battles, to the challenge of winning trust from airlines and passengers worldwide. Join us as we explore how China's aviation ambitions could reshape the industry, disrupt established players, and ultimately change the way we all fly. The world is watching closely, and the outcome of this contest will define the future of flight for generations to come. So buckle up, as we dive into the drama, innovation, and fierce competition now unfolding above our heads. Welcome to the new era in the skies, a story of ambition, rivalry, and the relentless pursuit of the future. To truly grasp the fierce rivalry shaping the skies today, we need to journey back in time and trace the roots of this global contest. The story of aviation in China is not just about airplanes, it's about diplomacy, ambition, and the shifting balance of power in the world. Boeing became China's first major aviation partner, a relationship sealed by President Nixon's groundbreaking 1972 visit. That handshake on the tarmac wasn't just a photo op, it marked the opening of China's skies to the west, and the beginning of a new era in global aviation. For decades, Boeing, and later Airbus, supplied the jets that fueled China's rapid economic ascent. Their aircraft became the backbone of China's expanding airline industry, connecting cities, people, and businesses across the vast nation. In 2008, Airbus made a bold move, opening a final assembly line in Tianjin. This wasn't just about selling planes, it was about embedding itself in China's future, transferring technology, and building trust as a true partner in the country's aviation ambitions. China's airlines skillfully balanced their orders between Boeing and Airbus, playing the two giants off each other to secure the best deals and avoid becoming dependent on a single supplier. Massive jet deals became almost routine, with billions of dollars changing hands and new aircraft delivered in record numbers, fueling growth for all sides and making headlines around the world. This partnership didn't just build China's vast air network, it created thousands of jobs, spurred technological exchange, and generated enormous revenue for both Boeing and Airbus. But as China purchased the world's most advanced planes, it was also quietly learning, absorbing knowledge, and laying the groundwork for its own aviation industry. The seeds were sown for China to transform from a customer into a creator, an innovator, ready to challenge the established order. With the unveiling of the COMAC C919, a new challenger stepped onto the runway, signaling that China was ready to compete on the world stage. The era of comfort for the Boeing-Airbus duopoly was drawing to a close. A new chapter in aviation history was about to begin. China's dream of building its own passenger jet finally took flight in 2008 with the launch of COMAC. For decades, China had watched as the world's skies were dominated by Western giants, but now, the country was determined to chart its own course in aviation history. The creation of COMAC, or the Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China, was more than just a business venture. It was a bold statement of intent. This wasn't just another state project. It was a national mission to break the Boeing-Airbus grip. Backed by the full weight of the Chinese government, COMAC was tasked with a challenge that many thought impossible: to build a jet that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. The C919, designed to rival the 737 and A320, became the centerpiece. This narrow-body jet was envisioned as the future workhorse of Chinese airlines, promising efficiency, comfort, and cutting-edge technology. Its development drew global attention as industry experts wondered if China could truly challenge the established duopoly. Its development was fraught with delays and technical hurdles, but in 2017 the C919 made its maiden flight. Years of research, engineering setbacks, and rigorous safety testing finally paid off as the jet soared into the sky, cheered on by a nation eager to see its ambitions realized. The flight was a testament to the perseverance and ingenuity of thousands of Chinese engineers and workers. In May 2023, it entered commercial service, marking a milestone for China's aviation ambitions. The first passengers to board the C919 were not just flying on a new plane. They were part of a historic moment, witnessing the birth of a new era in Chinese aviation. The C919's debut was a symbol of national pride and a signal that China was serious about competing. The launch was covered by media around the world, and celebrations erupted across the country. For many, the C919 represented hope, progress, and the promise of a future where China could set its own course in the skies. COMAC's rise marks a shift from assembling electronics to mastering one of the world's most complex machines. Building a commercial jetliner requires not just advanced technology, but also a highly skilled workforce, a robust supply chain, and a culture of relentless innovation. China's investment in these areas is transforming its entire industrial landscape. The goal: strategic autonomy and reduced reliance on Western technology. By developing its own engines, avionics, and critical components, China aims to control every link in the aviation value chain. This push for self-reliance is not just about economics, it's about national security and global influence. The journey is just beginning, but the first step toward aviation independence has been taken. COMAC's progress is inspiring a new generation of engineers and innovators, fueling dreams that reach far beyond the runway. China is no longer content to be just a buyer. The country is now stepping onto the global stage as a serious contender, eager to export its technology and compete for international orders. The three-way race has officially begun. With COMAC joining the fray, the global aviation market is entering a new era of competition, innovation, and shifting alliances. The world is watching COMAC's next move, as China's aviation ambitions take flight and reshape the future of air travel. Despite headlines, Boeing is far from out in China. Chinese airlines are finalizing massive new orders, split between Airbus and Boeing. COMAC's C919 is in service, but production is slow, only about 20 jets flying, all with China's top 3 carriers. Most C919 orders are domestic, and ramping up will take years. Airbus is expanding its Tianjin plant, deepening its local presence, and outpacing Boeing's footprint. Boeing, despite recent setbacks, remains vital to China's fleet and future growth. The relationship is strained, but far from over. For now, China's aviation market is a complex dance of competition and codependence. The duopoly endures, but the landscape is shifting. The race for aviation dominance is shaped by rising US-China tensions. The C919's reliance on Western technology is a glaring vulnerability. In 2025, the US temporarily halted exports of the LEAP-1C engine, stalling C919 production and exposing China's dependence. Allegations of corporate espionage and trade secret theft have further soured relations. These incidents harden attitudes and make cooperation risky. China is now racing to develop its own jet engine, the CJ1000A, but it's years from commercial use. Until then, COMAC's fate is tied to the unpredictable state of US-China relations. Geopolitics, not just engineering, will shape the future of China's aviation ambitions. The C919 may be assembled in China, but it's a global patchwork of Western parts, engines, avionics, and key systems come from US and European giants. This deep reliance is COMAC's Achilles heel. Any disruption in the supply chain, due to politics or policy, could halt production. China is investing billions to localize its supply chain, but building world-class aerospace components is a generational challenge. For now, the C919's wings are held up by Western technology. The paradox. China's push for independence depends on foreign cooperation. The road to self-sufficiency is long and uncertain. The global supply chain remains both a strength and a risk. COMAC's future hinges on bridging this gap. Certification is the ultimate test for any new aircraft. The C919 is cleared to fly in China, but without FAA and ESA approval, it's grounded internationally. Gaining these certifications is a rigorous, years-long process, especially for a newcomer like COMAC. Geopolitical tensions and reliance on Western parts complicate the path. Until then, COMAC's market is limited to China. Without global certification, the C919 can't scale or compete worldwide. International approval is the biggest barrier to COMAC's global ambitions. The world is waiting to see if China's jet can earn its wings abroad. What do the experts say? Analysts agree. COMAC's C919 faces a marathon, not a sprint. Success requires three things: strong economics, a global support network, and international certification. Without these, the C919 will remain a domestic player. Airbus's CEO notes COMAC's advantage in its home market, while regulators believe China's determination will eventually pay off. Yet, supply chain risks and geopolitics loom large. COMAC is on the map, but global trust and technical depth take time. The journey from national pride to global contender will be slow and methodical. The industry is watching and preparing for a new competitor. What does COMAC's rise mean for the future of flight? The Boeing-Airbus duopoly isn't over, but the game is changing. China's demand is massive, and even a partial win for COMAC would make it a global force. The C919 is just the start. Wide-body jets are next. For travelers, more competition could mean more choice and lower fares, but it could also mean a fragmented world, with technology and politics shaping which planes fly where. The battle for the skies mirrors the broader global power shift. China's aviation push is about more than planes, it's about leadership in the 21st century. The journey will be tough, but the map of global aviation is being redrawn. The world is watching to see if COMAC can truly soar. Stay tuned for the next chapter in the great game above the clouds.